We might give you a little bit of education about what's going on about Veterans Affairs, about mental health and how they're not being looked after by the government. First of all, I'd like to say thank you very much to Whitby. The council gave us grace to come here and come and do this ride. We contacted the police. This has been in the making for what, 2 months? And we've had a really good turnout, great weather, and we've had the amazing Rolling Thunder bikers turn up. You know, these bikers have come from all over the UK. We go to war, we go and serve for our country, and then we're released and nothing happens. They expect us just to think for ourselves. I'm not bitter against my government, but I just wish that they'd get their finger out their arse and do something. We got together to stop the persecution and the prosecution of our soldiers that served in Northern Ireland. Dennis Hutchins, who you may know, was a veteran in his 80s that died. They tried taking him to court again. He's been cleared in court 4 or 5 times. The sacrifice of that is that all veterans suffer just for the Good Friday Agreement. How can you give comfort letters to the IRA and they've been away for atrocities, and yet everything else is now scot-free, and yet they're still persecuting our soldiers for doing their job? How is that right? So, in 2019, we all went to London. 25,000 motorbikes turned up. Rolling Thunder connects. This is me. I set it up because I approached local veterans in my area and I wanted to know what could make their life better, what support they needed. Around about every 2 weeks I go and do something with veterans. We go all around the country embracing veterans. Every single person here, including the civilians that are amongst us, suffer with a form of mental health. We've got really hard times coming up. Okay, really hard times coming up financially and everything else, going into recession. And it will have an impact on every single person. You don't realise your mental health, how fragile it is. We're all at varying levels, every single one of us. But it's how we cope with it. Some people cope really well, some people don't. It's important that we all look after each other. Whether you're civilian, military, veteran, it doesn't matter. You have to look after each other. So if you go away from here today just with a snippet of information that we're all suffering, but it's what we can actually do to help. And the main thing I'd say to you, always talk to somebody. Get somebody to listen to you. It's not a sign of weakness to say that you're suffering. It really isn't. Before we lay the wreath here, I want to go back to Harry Ragg. If it wasn't for Harry Ragg, who died a couple of weeks ago, he was the person that galvanised the veteran community to start doing our demonstrations. We're not violent, okay? We don't care about the climate and stuff like that. We're not going to upset the world. It's not what we're about. We do things peacefully. But without Harry Ragg, none of this would have been galvanised. None of this would have started to happen. So what I'd like to do is just a minute's piece, okay, in respect of Harry Ragg. Harry Ragg.